In the inky blackness of the deep ocean, a lone light beckons. To a small, unsuspecting fish, it might appear as a tiny, glowing crustacean dancing in the dark. Drawn by instinct, it swims closer, only to be engulfed by a cavernous mouth that materializes from the void. This is not science fiction, it's a nightly drama in the hidden ecosystems of our planet. That deceptive glow is the work of a master of bioluminescent predation, a creature that has turned living light into a deadly weapon. Bioluminescence, the production of light by a living organism, is one of nature's most enchanting phenomena. But while we often think of fireflies twinkling on a summer night, some of its most ruthless applications are in the art of predation. Today, we're journeying into a world of fatal attraction, from the crushing pressures of the abyss to the humid air of a forest floor, to uncover the astonishing strategies predators use to harness light as a tool of deception. Before we meet these luminous hunters, we need to understand the science that makes it all possible. This cold light isn't like a light bulb, it's a chemical reaction. In most cases, it involves two key molecules, a substrate called luciferin and an enzyme called luciferase. Think of the luciferase as the match that ignites the luciferin. When the luciferase catalyzes the oxidation of luciferin, energy is released. But instead of releasing that energy as heat, it releases it as a photon of light. It's an incredibly efficient process, with almost 100% of the energy being converted into light. Some organisms, like fireflies, produce these chemicals themselves. This is called autogenic bioluminescence. Others, especially in the deep sea, take a different approach. They host glowing bacteria in special light organs called photophores. The host provides the bacteria with a safe, nutrient-rich home, and in return, gets the ability to glow. This is bacteriogenic bioluminescence, and it's a key strategy for our first predator. Let's dive thousands of meters below the surface into the bathypelagic zone, the midnight zone where sunlight never reaches. Here, we find perhaps the most famous bioluminescent predator, the deep-sea anglerfish. The creatures we picture, with the huge mouths and the glowing lure, are all females. Her most iconic feature is a modified dorsal fin spine known as the elysium, which acts as a fishing rod extending from her head. At the tip of this rod is a fleshy, bulbous lure called the esca. This isn't just a passive light. The anglerfish can wiggle and twitch the esca, mimicking the movements of small prey to make the trap irresistible. The light itself comes from a colony of symbiotic bacteria living inside the esca. The anglerfish can't turn the bacteria on and off directly, but she can control the light by regulating the flow of oxygenated blood to the lure, effectively using a biological dimmer switch. She can also use muscular skin flaps to hide and reveal the light, flashing it to attract attention. In the vast, dark, deep sea, where food is scarce, any point of light is a powerful magnet. Small fish and crustaceans are drawn to the bobbing glow, mistaking it for a potential meal. As they approach, they are lured directly in front of the anglerfish's enormous mouth, which is filled with long, inwardly angled fangs. Her entire body is built for this sit-and-wait strategy. Her skin is often ultra-black, reflecting less than 0.04% of light, ensuring that only the lure is visible. Her jaws and stomach are incredibly distensible, allowing her to swallow prey up to twice her own size, a vital adaptation when your next meal could be weeks away. The pressures of this environment have also led to one of the most bizarre reproductive strategies on Earth. The males are tiny, often less than an inch long. Their sole purpose is to find a female. When a male finds one, he bites onto her body, and their tissues and circulatory systems fuse. He becomes a permanent parasite, a living sperm factory that receives all his nutrients from her blood, ensuring a mate is always available in the vast emptiness of the deep. While the anglerfish perfects the dangling lure, another deep-sea predator, The dragonfish has a different and arguably more advanced trick. Dragonfish are fearsome hunters with huge jaws and an array of light-producing organs all over their bodies. But their genius lies in a private wavelength of light. You see, most marine bioluminescence is blue or green, because these shorter wavelengths travel farthest through water. Consequently, most deep-sea creatures have evolved eyes that are only sensitive to blue light. They are effectively colorblind to anything else. Many deep-sea animals are even red, a color that absorbs blue light, making them perfectly invisible in the ambient glow of the abyss. The dragonfish exploits this. A few species, like the stoplight loosejaw, have evolved the extraordinary ability to produce and perceive far-red light. They have a pair of large photophores under their eyes that emit a beam of red light, like a biological searchlight. They can use this red beam to illuminate their surroundings, revealing red-colored prey that thinks it's completely invisible. The prey, unable to see the red light, has no idea it's being bathed in a spotlight. It's the deep-sea equivalent of a sniper using an infrared scope. The mechanism is brilliant. The photophore first produces blue light, which is then passed through a fluorescent protein that converts it to red. To see their own private light, these dragonfish have evolved specialized visual pigments. In a stunning example of evolutionary recycling, the stoplight loosejaw actually gets a key component for its night vision from its diet. It eats small crustaceans, which in turn ate phytoplankton containing chlorophyll. The dragonfish then uses a derivative of this chlorophyll to enhance its red light sensitivity. It literally eats its own night vision goggles. Beyond this secret weapon, dragonfish have other adaptations. Many have a chin barbel with a glowing lure, just like an anglerfish. Their jaws can unhinge to open over 120 degrees. And perhaps most incredibly, many have evolved transparent teeth. This prevents their fangs from scattering any ambient light, keeping their lethal trap completely invisible until the moment of attack. Let's move from ambush hunters to a more mobile and frankly more bizarre predator, the cookie-cutter shark. This small, cigar-shaped shark is only about 50 centimeters long. It doesn't kill its prey. Instead, it acts as a parasite, taking non-lethal, cookie-shaped bites from much larger animals, including whales, dolphins, great white sharks, and even nuclear submarines, which have been known to return to port with these circular chunks taken out of their rubber sonar domes. Its strategy is a masterclass in camouflage and mimicry. The entire underside of the shark is covered in tiny, green glowing photophores. When viewed from below, against the faint light filtering down from the surface, this glow perfectly matches the ambient light, a technique called counter-illumination. It erases the shark's silhouette, making it invisible to predators lurking below. But here's the trick. There is one part of its body that doesn't glow, a distinct, dark collar around its throat. It is thought that this dark patch, framed by the glowing underside, perfectly mimics the silhouette of a small fish. A hungry tuna or dolphin looking up for a meal sees what it thinks is an easy snack. As the large predator approaches, the much smaller cookie-cutter shark is already in position. The shark uses its fleshy, suctorial lips to latch onto the victim's body. It then anchors itself with its small upper teeth and its lower jaw, which is a single, saw-like row of large triangular teeth, goes to work. The shark violently twists its body, and this rotational movement carves out a perfectly round, conical plug of flesh, leaving the distinctive crater-like wound that gives the shark its name. It's a high-reward, low-energy strategy for getting a meal from the ocean's biggest players. Bioluminescent deception isn't just an underwater phenomenon. On land, insects have evolved equally cunning ways to use light as a weapon. We've all seen the gentle, blinking lights of fireflies on a summer evening. These are typically courtship signals. Each species has a unique flash pattern, a sort of Morse code that allows males and females to find each other. But in the firefly genus Photurus, this romantic dialogue takes a sinister turn. The females are the femme fatales of the insect world. They practice what's called aggressive mimicry. A male firefly from a different genus, let's say Photinus, will be flying around, flashing his species-specific signal, looking for a mate. The Photurus female sees him and flashes back, perfectly imitating the response of a Photinus female. The unsuspecting male, thinking he's found a partner, flies down towards the light. Instead of a mate, he finds a predator who seizes and devours him. This mimicry is incredibly sophisticated. A single Photurus female can have a whole repertoire of fake signals, allowing her to lure males from multiple different species by adjusting her flash pattern. But this isn't just about getting a meal. Photinus fireflies contain nasty defensive chemicals called lucibufagins, which make them taste terrible to predators like spiders and birds. Photurus fireflies can't make these chemicals themselves. By eating the Photinus males, the femme fatale steals these chemical defenses, incorporating them into her own body and even her eggs. She gets a meal and a chemical shield for herself and her offspring, all through a deadly, luminous deception. Our final stop is in the deep, dark caves of New Zealand and Australia to witness a spectacle that is both beautiful and deadly. Here, the larvae of a fungus gnat called Arachnocampa create a breathtaking display on cave ceilings that looks like a starry night sky. But this celestial beauty is a trap. Each larva, what we call a glowworm, constructs a small silk nest on the ceiling and then dangles down as many as 70 vertical silk threads, like fishing lines. Each line is coated with sticky droplets of mucus. The larva then activates a bioluminescent organ in its abdomen, producing a steady, alluring blue-green glow. This light acts as a powerful lure for other small flying insects in the cave, like midges and moths. These insects are instinctively drawn to light, a behavior called positive phototaxis, possibly mistaking the glow for an exit to the outside world. As they fly towards the light, they become hopelessly entangled in the sticky threads. The glowworm larva senses the vibrations of its trapped prey, reels in the silk line like a fisherman, and consumes its victim. The system is even fine-tuned for efficiency. A hungrier larva will glow more brightly, increasing its chances of attracting a meal. The entire colony works together as a vast, silent, and mesmerizing predatory web of light. From the anglerfish's bait to the dragonfish's searchlight, the cookie-cutter's counterfeit target, the firefly's fatal flash, and the glowworm's silken snare, these strategies are stunning testaments to the power of evolution. They work by exploiting a fatal flaw in their prey, a pre-existing sensory bias. In the deep sea, curiosity towards any light source is exploited. On land, the powerful drive to mate or to find an exit is turned into a fatal weakness. This creates a perpetual evolutionary arms race. As predators refine their luminous deceptions, prey evolve to resist, driving even more biological innovation. The ghostly light of a bioluminescent predator is more than just a beautiful spectacle. It is a beacon illuminating the relentless and creative force of natural selection. It is a silent, shimmering testament to the deadly art of deception.